Interesting words from City Council member Art Shad, a man whose position on council for the past 8 years, like his fellow members, has been finding ways to constantly battle our city's deficit. Now he's talking about a plan he pioneered. This state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind for Jacksonville synthetic soccer field, which is under construction here at Lasco Regional Park in Mandarin.
Councilman Shad, what do you say to people who say, well, wait a second here. We're $60 million in debt in the city of Jacksonville. Why aren't we doing everything we can to save money?
Well, we certainly, every decision we make for spending money, we have to weigh the pros and the cons and keep the overall budget in mind.
Shad goes on to remind me,
each square foot of this park is costing taxpayers about $7.33, which doesn't sound like a lot until you realize this field is 90,000 square feet. That's almost $660,000.
Well, I'm not sure that the cost of the synthetic field is worth it, considering that a grass field is a lot less, and with our deficit as it is, we should probably save our money for other things.
I brought this concerned resident sentiment from District 5 directly to her council member, Mr. Art Shad. Still, he is very clear about his position. We were wondering if there is more to this plan, that maybe it would save taxpayers money in the long run. We asked what type of financials the city forecasted during the plan's inception of this project to justify the cost.
If this was a decision based on saving money, I can see where that would be the case. But this decision was not, this improvement is not being done to save money or to rate even. It's being done to provide a great facility for the users of the park.
Since Shad tells us that he and the city decided not to calculate a cost analysis on this project, we decided to calculate some of the numbers on our own. The cost for a new grass surface for this size field would be around $100,000. We're told under heavy use, the grass would need to be replaced about every 5 years. Shad claims the synthetic material being used on this field at Lasco is expected to last between 15 and 20 years. But the actual manufacturer of this product the city is using seems to disagree. Here's Brian O'Neill of the company AstroTurf.
Synthetic fields are warranted for like an 8-year period, 8 to 10-year period, but they can last longer than that. But after the 8-year period, a lot of them are replaced.
So let's use the longer period of replacement of every 10 years at $660,000 for synthetic, minus 2 total replacement fields of grass every 5 years at $100,000 each equals $200,000. So using simple math and not including maintenance costs, which are higher with grass, the city would save approximately $460,000 over a 10-year period using grass versus a synthetic material.
What do you say to those critics who say, well, this is this councilman's district and he's looking out for the best for him?
Yeah, absolutely.
And your son plays here as well.
It's my job, yes.
So they say the same thing. You're trying to get this for your son.
You know, there's 3 soccer parks in District 5, and I have a child that plays on all 3 of them.
Is there a perceived conflict that you have children on this field and you fought to get this?
You know, if someone has a conflict, you know, that's fine. I can see, you know, that it's a valid question and worthy of discussion.
It is important to note the city's budget is divided into a number of segments. Shad wants to be clear there are 2 separate components for the budget we are discussing. First, the operational budget, which would pay for the park staff, maintaining the grounds, and all reoccurring costs. And second, the capital budget, which would be used to pay for new projects like this new field. But if the money for this field and similar projects went unused at the end of the city's fiscal year, it could be redirected to an emergency fund the city is building in the event of a hurricane or similar widespread disasters.
Would this $650,000+ be better spent giving back to this emergency fund versus this field?
I personally don't think so. Once again, feel comfortable with the decision and my support of making this investment for our city.
Shad admits this field is using about 15 to 20% of the city's park improvement section of the capital improvements fund this year. But again, he reminds us,